Hey there. We are going to be talking about solving systems a new way now.
Yep.
We're going to solve using substitution. So you're not graphing anything at all. You're still going to write your answer as an ordered pair. And there are 3 steps in doing this. We'll show you how these steps work in just a minute. But the first one,
Substitute one equation in place of the variable in the other equation. So the way I like to think of this is if Mrs. Richardson is gone, a substitute comes in her place.
right.
So it's not that she's just gone all of a sudden. It's someone comes
Something is
in her place.
Mhm.
So that's what you can think about in substitution. You replace it with something else.
Okay.
Step 2, solve the equation.
You're going to probably, maybe, use distributive property,
Which we know that.
which we know how to do. And then the third step, you've got kind of 3 options. If your answer is just a number,
Yeah.
x equals 5, y equals 2, then you're going to plug that number back into one of the original equations and then solve to find your other value in the ordered pair. If you get a mirror image, if it says 1 equals 1, x equals x, 2 equals 2, that means that is it infinitely many.
Okay, and then remember back when we graphed that was the same line.
Right.
So that makes sense that it's the same thing because that applies to both.
And then if your answer is not true, meaning I get -1 equals 5, well, that's not true. So then that's a no solution where those lines would never cross.
So just like when we did with graphing, your answer will be an ordered pair or infinitely many solutions or no solution.
So there's 3 options.
Yep, just like there was with graphing.
So let's look at how this works. So we have y equals 2x, y equals x minus 3.
Okay, so we are given this information. Now, what I would do is I would circle my, let's say, 2x, and I would plug that in for my y. Now, the reason that is because it's saying y is 2x.
So I can take out the y and put 2x in its place.
Yep.
So I'm going to write 2x equals
X minus 3.
x minus 3. Here's one thing that you can check yourself before you wreck yourself. When you start this, if you have all the same variable, you've done it right.
Yes.
If you have 2 variables, you need to go back and try again.
There you go.
So now we're just going to simplify this
So we
equation.
do the same thing we've been doing, correct?
Correct.
So I need to solve for, well, not y, because I don't have a y.
Nope.
So I solve for x.
So I would take this x and subtract it
Okay?
from both sides. This cancels.
Yep. So 2x minus 1x is 1x, or just x.
I'm going to put 1x just for fun.
Okay? Equals -3.
And I can divide by 1. Divide by 1. X equals
-3.
-3. So again, originally it said, if the answer is a number, plug it back in to get the other value for the ordered pair. So this is a number.
Okay?
I'm going to pop it back into either one of these variables or equations. So
Yep.
I'm going to plug it into, I'll do this top one.
Yep, sure.
So I'm going to do y equals
2x.
2x. Instead of this x, I'm going to plug in
-3.
-3, right?
Yep.
And I have y equals
-6.
-6. So I'm still not done.
Nope.
I need to write this as an ordered pair. Remember that ordered pairs are x, y. So my solution is,
So remember, only an ordered pair if you put parentheses. So -3, comma, -6, close the parentheses. So that is our answer. So what that's saying is those 2 lines will cross at -3, -6. We didn't graph it this time, but we still found that same answer.
if I were to graph it, that's where they would cross.
Yep.
So let's look at another example.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is,
It's a little different.
this is a doozy.
Yeah, it doesn't say y equals on both.
No.
So we have y equals 3x plus 8, and then 8x plus 4y equals 12.
So I'm going to look, and hopefully one of them will say y equals or
Okay.
x equals. And I do see that here.
So y is 3x plus 8.
So I'm going to circle 3x plus 8. And I'm going to plug it in for x. Nope, I'm going to plug it in for y,
For y.
right here because this is y equals.
Yep.
So this is going to go right there.
Yep.
So I'm going to rewrite this whole
So
thing.
now you rewrite the second equation, right? We're done with the first one for right now. So the second equation, you write down 8x plus 4. Instead of y, you put parentheses, plug in what y is. That was 3x plus 8 equals 12.
Now check myself before I wreck myself.
Okay, I see an x, then I see an x. So we're going to solve for x. I have no y's there. That's good.
Sorry, I just wanted to color that. All right. So now is where I'm going to probably have to use distributive property.
We see parentheses. We need to get rid of those.
So I'm going to have 8x plus
12x
plus 4 times 8. What is 4 times 8? 32?
I think so. You like
Equals
that?
12. It's early.
I know.
I got 32.
Okay.
All right. And then now I can simplify even further. So I'm going to combine like terms. I see 8x and 12x. Add those together, and I'm going to get 20x plus 32
Just bring everything down like we've been doing.
equals 12. Now I'm going to subtract 32 from both sides of the equal sign. These ones canceled, and I'm left with 20x equals negative 20. Ooh, that's nice and easy.
It is.
Then I divide by whatever's in front of my coefficient. So divide by 20, divide by 20. X equals
negative 1.
Negative 1. Cool.
Not
so there's
done.
That. This now you have to plug in to one of these equations. So I think I like the top one. I think it's just easier. So I'm going to have y equals 3 instead of x here.
Right,
I'm going to put negative 1. And I always put it in parentheses because it's being multiplied. Plus 8. So y equals negative 3 plus 8. Y equals 5.
There you go.
So now my answer.
So can you leave it just like this and circle the y?
No, I need to write solution or sol.
Okay.
Negative 1, 5.
Done.
The end.
That's what we're looking for.
This is what my answer finally will be. So again, if those lines were to be on a graph, they would cross at that point.
Got it.
Okay, we got a couple more examples and then we'll be done for the day. I see y equals 3x plus 1, and this one is not written in a nice way for me to substitute.
So I can look back at example 2 to help me here.
You could, because it's pretty much the same thing.
Yep.
So instead of y, I'm going to put that all right here where this goes. So I'm going to have 3x.
So now we rewrite the second equation.
Minus.
Plug in, go ahead and put the parentheses, 3x plus 1 equals 1. Now on this one, what do we distribute?
Well, I would say I would distribute the negative sign, but it's really a negative 1 that's there.
Okay, so you could put in a hidden 1, right? And then distribute that negative 1 in there.
So let's do like this. So I have 3x, nothing happened there.
Nope.
Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x.
Okay.
Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1 equals 1.
Got it.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to have.
So now we combine our like terms on the same side first.
So 3x minus 3x is nothing.
Yep.
0x or 0. 0 minus 1 equals 1. All right.
Okay.
0 minus 1 is?
Negative 1.
Negative 1 equals 1.
Well, we don't have any variables left.
But there's no variables left, and that is not equal.
So it's not true.
This isn't true.
So what do we write if it's not true?
If it's not true, we write no solution.
Got it.
Now you guys are going to like the no solution ones because they don't involve very much more work.
Done.
Okay, now I'm guessing that this one is going to be an infinitely many solutions.
Let's try it out.
Let's see. All right, so we have y equals 2x plus 5. So I'm gonna know that I'm gonna substitute this part in.
Right.
For the y value. So I have 2x minus parentheses 2x plus 5. All I did was put this where the y was equals negative 1.
Okay.
Now what do I do?
Same thing we had before. You distribute the negative or negative 1. Distribute that through.
Should I always put a 1 there?
I like to. I think it's very helpful.
But only if it's just a negative right in front of that
Right.
parentheses,
If it said negative 2, then no.
Okay. So 2x
minus
2x
minus 5
minus 5 equals
negative 1.
Negative 1. 2x minus 2x is nothing. Minus 5, oh, I guess it's not going to be, equals negative 1.
Negative 5.
Negative 5 equals negative 1.
Well, it does not equal.
So this is a no solution.
No solution.
So let me make up a really quick example. Let's say we had something like up here, and it ended up being negative 1 equals negative 1. This would be infinitely many.
Because negative 1 will always equal negative 1. Can't do anything about it. It'll equal the same thing.
So that's the only example we did not show. But again, you're going to have several of those tomorrow on your assignment. So we will see you guys
on the flip side.
Sayonara.